Plenty of news around today. We could have started the show with Willie Rioli and what has transpired in the event since what took place on the field at Ballarat and then off the field.
Yeah, and it's more off-field, Sam. And just to recap, this is the exchange that was captured by the match review office and caused Willie Rioli to be fined $1,000. But it was more disturbing what happened off-field, where Willie Rioli himself sent a message to a teammate of Dale to tell Dale to be careful that if he was to leave his hotel in Darwin, where the Bulldogs are playing this week, just to be quite careful about that. And he's also bought into what actually happened, in his view, prior to the contact he made with Dale on this particular matter. Ultimately, the AFL has spoken to both footy clubs. There was certainly some words directed at Willie Rioli from the Bulldogs of a nature that rolled him.
So you think he was in part provoked?
Provoked, but not in a way that the AFL wanted to take any further. It's left it with the two clubs, and basically Dale has accepted an apology of sorts from Willie Rioli. So it's a move on in that situation. But it is another social media aspect of Willie Rioli's, I suppose, in-between matches life that has brought itself to the AFL's attention.
It's a situation where both player and club would have preferred to avoid, isn't it?
It is, and I just watched Willie Rioli. He's played angry this year. He just hasn't seemed himself. And we saw the outburst with the Hawthorn situation. We've seen an outburst here. So, you just wonder if he needs some time away from the game just to recalibrate.
Clubs are targeting him in terms of just knowing they can get under his skin and into his head. And I think that is happening. And it did happen from the Bulldogs on the weekend.
And it wasn't the only disaster, really, to happen on the field in Ballarat from a Port Adelaide perspective, because they were smashed in almost every facet, including the midfield. And Josh Carr, the man who is the current midfield coach of Port Adelaide, is set, Lordo, to take over at the end of the year from Ken Hinkley.
So you raised that point. So do you have concerns, and does that raise alarm bells for you, Sam, that he's in charge of this area, they're not going well, and he's the man to take over?
So you and Jimmy are the experts, right? I'm just talking from an optics perspective. I don't like handovers in general, but I think Port Adelaide here have put a target on their back, and probably rightly or wrongly, Josh Carr's reputation is being tainted before he even coaches a game here.
It could have been a perfect storm as well. We've highlighted the Dogs a couple of times this year. Port Adelaide have got some top-end talent through the midfield, but not too many sides bat as deep as the Dogs do in the midfield. So I'm tending to take the positive side. That was unacceptable from their midfield. They got belted. We're not going to shy away from that. But you have a look at the Dogs' midfield. It is deep and as talented as it gets. Maybe rivaled by Brisbane. There's probably another one I'm forgetting. But the Dogs are very good through that part of the ground. And for me, Sam, we know Port Adelaide are an emotional side, especially under Ken Hinkley. He can inspire players. You see him after the game. He hugs players and all that, which is fantastic. But as the tenure is coming to an end and the doubt around Kenny going on, these losses are getting bigger and bigger. So this is 5 matches in recent times since the start of 24, 40-point losses.
2 this year by 90.
Yeah, which are absolute belting. So,
and then this is the week after. They win.
Yeah, so the rollercoaster nature under Kenny's always been an issue, that he has to spike this emotion, or the play for Ken situation, or the card that they use.
Is it why he's not a premiership coach?
Well, he gets them into position. They just can't get over the hump, because finals are an emotional beast as well, because you've got to be up the whole entire time. So if you're playing 3-4 finals, it's difficult to be that high the whole time.
And the Dogs are becoming a story of themselves. We know that the distractions that they've been dealing with throughout the year, on and off the field, and yet they keep finding ways to put in performances like that. Yeah,
I love the belief he's given the players who have come into the side. Probably if you put, we know Bevo loves his magnets and he moves them around all the time, but if he had his big whiteboard at the start of the year, there's quite a number of players he would have had on there that haven't been playing. And look at the last 3 rounds. So now they're top 3 in attack, averaging 102 points a game. And probably at the start of the year, we're going back to the start, there would have been Ugle-Hagan, Darcy and Waitman in that forward line, which would have been quite incredible. But the belief he gives the players who fill those spots, it's not, you're just filling in for this week. You are legitimately a part of this 22-23.
They're absolutely humming, and we've spoken a lot about the Suns and the Adelaide Crows this year, but they're bolting past them, I think, because of how well they can play interstate in Melbourne.
Think they can win the flag?
I think Brisbane at the moment are the dominant side, with Collingwood slightly behind, but I think they'd be in the top 4 now. Chances.
In the top four chances of a premiership this year?
Yes, I think so. With what they're doing, the depth they've built, the midfield depth, probably their back line is the only real worry, but they seem to be defending the ground better than they have in previous years.
And what a story for Luke Beveridge, given what he was dealing with at the start of the year.